Today, I want to tell you the story of a woman who deeply desired to live in peace. Her life goal was to run an online business and live on a farm far from the city, believing that this lifestyle would minimize her interaction and dependence on other people, something she consciously thought she wanted. However, even though this idea wasn't entirely unrealistic, she repeatedly sabotaged her own progress. For example, she once received an excellent offer to buy a piece of land in a great location, but declined for a trivial reason. She also managed to attract a considerable number of followers on a page where she posted about her lifestyle, a page with significant earning potential. Yet, she suddenly stopped posting, without being able to explain her decision with any solid reasoning. She self-sabotages but doesn't understand why. I've been dreaming for years about being independent and living in a quiet, remote place, but I just can't do it. Something inside her is preventing these dreams from becoming a reality. This is a part of her subconscious, which psychologists refer to as the shadow, and in reality, it has different goals in mind. It is precisely these conflicting objectives that lead to self-sabotage. In this case, the shadow's desire is human connection. Due to past hurts, the woman suppressed this need, but her actions tell a different story from what her conscious mind believes she wants. She says she wants to live alone and have little social contact. However, under the pretense of saving money, she hitches a ride to work every day, shares an apartment with roommates, takes her clothes to a laundromat, constantly putting herself in situations where she interacts with many people. To her, this situation seems inconvenient and undesirable, but it is exactly where her subconscious wants her to be. She thinks she wants to be alone, but this extreme independence goes completely against a deep need for connection, one she doesn't realize she has but desperately needs. Deep down, this subpersonality knows that if the woman achieves financial success, she will have enough money to buy her own house, get her own car, and move far away from people, drastically reducing her social interactions. So, what does the shadow do in this case? It makes a desperate attempt to preserve human connection. Whenever the woman gets close to financial success, the shadow intervenes, creating physical and mental blocks towards success, leading her to make irrational decisions, procrastinate on her projects, and feel exhausted despite having slept well the night before. The solution is not to try to eliminate the shadow. It only sabotages us when a need goes unmet. Notice that at its core, the shadow is not a negative force working against what we want. In fact, it is a part of us that has been neglected but is essential to our true happiness. So, how can we put an end to self-sabotage? The first step is to recognize the needs of your conscious personality, but also the needs of every subconscious aspect of yourself, ensuring that all of these needs are met at the same time. However, this is difficult because it requires keen observation, and after that, being brutally honest with yourself. If the woman in our example did this, she would notice many signs throughout her day that show she values connection with others, but she must be willing to acknowledge and admit these things to herself. Once she becomes aware of this need, she can adjust her goals slightly to accommodate all aspects of her personality. Instead of imagining herself as completely independent when she achieves financial success, she can visualize herself gaining more time and freedom due to her financial stability, and using that time and freedom to connect with friends and family. This way, she meets the needs of all parts of her personality, ensuring that self-sabotage does not occur. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. I'll see you in the next video, and be a better person